Greetings YouTubers and welcome to my channel. Check out my new addition to the family, a 2010 F150 with a 4.6 engine. There it is, a nice look at it. Front end, really just a pretty looking truck. Even got the factory fog lights. Got the tow hooks on the bottom. And on this side, you can see the body is in really great shape and everything. The tires are so-so. They're about a little over halfway worn down. We even got the chrome step bars and everything. Now this one here has a 4.6 engine. I got lucky. The 5.4 Triton engines have some problems, but we do have a little bit of a issue with this one, and this is why I got it fairly cheap. We even have the touch key here, pad, to get in and out. And we'll walk around the back here. Now this one here has a 6.5 foot bed, not quite 7 feet, but you can see we've still got plenty of room in there. Not quite large enough to put a big piece of plywood in, but you could do it by putting the tail gate down. And there's the tailpipe. The tailpipe actually fell off on the guy, and he just never put it back up. And I think I can actually save it there. It's just kind of broke off from the muffler, but we'll take a look at that later. It's even got a little bit of a chrome tip back there. We even have this bed liner here, which is pretty nice. And also, we have big 17-inch tires. I'll say, no, actually, we have 18-inch tires. We have 275, 65, 18-inch tires. The tires, well, we'll probably end up with some new tires on it eventually. You can get them fairly cheap nowadays. And here is a look at the back of it. This is probably the nicest truck I've ever owned, and they even get a little tow hitch here, drop down for the trailer. And also we have a round plug on this side for your towing, and we have the standard plug over here for the old school type of towing. So the frame is in really good shape. Look up under here real quick. Pretty good for a Northeast vehicle. The vehicle has, I think, 180,000 miles or so. And also we have one of these stupid here caps where it's capless. You put your gas in. I'm not really sure exactly how this works. This is the first vehicle I've ever had. It's had one of these. You do have some instructions there on how to work it, but we'll deal with that later. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of this. There she is. She's pretty nice. She's dirty. Yep, I'm going to have to do some cleaning, but I'd rather have something that's dirty than having seats ripped up and everything. There's a look at the dash. Pretty nice. And we got the radio, heating, CD, all that good stuff. We even have a sync system here for your radio, for your cell phone or whatever. And on this side we have the glove box, but I cannot get the glove box open because the handle is broken. So I'm going to have to figure out how to actually open this up. We have a 12 volt thingy there. And also we have a lot of room here in the middle. We have the cup holders, and we have this guy here. We can put stuff in, junk, whatever. Now this here lifts up. I haven't quite figured how to do that. We do have cup holders here. And the passenger seat, it needs cleaning. But in the back, which is kind of nice here, you can see if I put the seat all the way up, you can actually open up the back door here. And that is how that opens up. And everything seems to work pretty good. Looks like they put a starter on it. This is an old starter that was on it, but someone's put a new starter on it. Geez, needs a really good cleaning and everything, so I'm pretty happy with it. This is probably one of the best deals I've ever gotten on a vehicle in my whole life. And we have a cigarette lighter back here, all that. So everything's in pretty good shape. Just needs a little bit of cleaning. So we'll go ahead and show you the engine real quick. We'll check the oil before we start it up. So on this 2010, you just got to pull that there. And also, I noticed pretty interesting design. The air comes out here and goes here and keeps the window from fogging up. Pretty comfortable. Front tires are actually a little bit better than the back, but luckily they're all the same. Now to get this hood open, you actually got to go down here on the bottom. The whole thing comes up together. You got to stick your hand in here and pull up at the same time. Let's see if I can do this without cutting my fingers. There we go. Oh, all right. That is one huge hood. But the nice thing is, when you open this hood up, you actually got a lot of room here. So there's a look at the battery. I'm not sure how old it is. The engine's really dirty. We do have some codes on the engine. It runs, starts, sounds fine, but after it warms up, it keeps throwing some codes. We'll go over the codes here in a minute. And there's a look at the engine. It doesn't have your typical fan. It has the electric fan, which is right there. But there's a lot of room here. So if I have to go in here and change anything, maybe cam phasers or timing chain or whatever, lots of room to work with. And there's the intake. And this thing has been rode hard, but I think we can save her. I think we can get her back on the road. She's going to run just great. There's the 4.6 Triton, and let's check the oil out. And oil looks pretty good. No flakes or anything. And that was my main concern when I got it. Before I got it, I checked the oil out. I didn't see nothing in the metal, so I know that whatever's wrong with it can't be too bad, knock on wood. So this one here, you cannot check the transmission fluid. It is sealed, I believe. One good thing I noticed about this, the exhaust on it, we don't have any exhaust leaks. It is quiet. A lot of these 4.6s have exhaust leaks that have issues, especially around the manifold. Some places they like to blow out the gasket, then you have to basically pull the manifold off, take the studs out, and they are kind of a pain in the butt to get off. There is the oil cap. She looks good. And here is the cam phasers. You got one on this side, and you got one, let's see if I can see this one, right up under there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but there's a cam phaser right there. So this does have the cam phasers and all that in it, so we all know about that, what the story is sometimes, but I've had a lot of 4.6s. I've never even had a problem with cam phasers. They're thinking maybe that's the problem with this, but other than that, there's the fluid. Looks clean, good, and that's that. So one thing I like about this, the 2010, these are plastic headlights, but look how nice and clean they are. They must have figured out how to keep these plastic headlights from oxidizing. Looks like they're brand new still. So, and there's the power steering cooler, I believe. Let's see, either that or it's the transmission cooler, because I know the Trailblazer has two of them, one for the power steering and one for the transmission, but I'm not sure which one that is. No leaks and lots of room to work in here if you ever have to. So other than that, let's go over here and we'll start this up. I want to let you listen to it. Now I've got a list of codes here that I pulled when I first got it. What we're going to do, we're going to clear the codes again and see what pops up. All right, so this is a cold start. There's the keyhole, just like normal. Okay. All right, see what we got here. All right, 183,000 miles. That's all right. Okay. Wasn't sure exactly what the miles were, so I was going to crank her over. Starts right up. Sounds like a Ford. 4.6. Now we don't have any missing right now, but you can see the check engine light is on. Now here is a list of the codes on the back side that we pulled earlier. We have just a whole slew of them. PO, 12, 22. We got 303. These are misfire codes. Cylinder 3, 5, 7, and 8. Then we have another 340. Bank 1. We have we got a 345 code. We have a PO22 code, bank 2. So those are basically cam sensors. Now, I was worried about that engine losing oil pressure and causing these codes, but it does have oil pressure throughout the whole system. So I'm not sure what's going on, but it is running, and you can see everything here seems to work pretty good. We got your direction of travel here, south, time, and exterior temperature. I'm not sure how to even work half of this stuff yet. And we even have stuff up here, which is kind of nice, cubby holes and all that. So let's go ahead and look at the engine real quick, listen to it. Get the old window down, make sure it works. Yep, it works. I haven't done much to it since I've got it. And check out if I turn the turn signal here, which is nice. Let's see. Blinky blink. So now, if I get pulled over without using a turn signal, I have no one to blame but myself, right? So there's a listen to the engine. Listen, it sounds great. I mean, you wouldn't think there's anything wrong with it. So after it warms up a while, that's when we start to having problems. We get a little bit of a mist now and then, and we start throwing codes. So let this warm up a little bit. All right, so she's warming up, and you can see where the oil pressure gauge there is. Now, I'm not sure if this is an idiot gauge, if it's actual gauge. I'm going to have to check it out and see. But you can see the check engine light is on. And here are the codes. We cleared it here a few minutes ago, and they pop back up. We'll let this focus for a minute here. We'll kind of run through these codes and see what we got here. We have a whole slew of them. I mean, we have 14 codes. Now, that is typical, I guess, when you have cam phaser issues. It causes havoc throughout the engine with oil pressure issues. Sensors and so forth start to go crazy. So let's see what we got. There's number 1. There's a second one, cam position sensor A, bank, PO345, cam sensor, cam shaft sensor, bank 2 intermittent. So you can see what's going on with the engine. So I think this is probably what's going on where we have a check engine light on, but you can hear it running great. Intake cam shaft position timing over retarded bank 1. So it's definitely an issue with the timing. So what we might end up doing is buying a whole kit for this thing and putting another oil pump on it too. I believe you can do it from the front. There's a kit that I have been told. I'm not sure. You guys let me know. Some of you experts are doing this for a long time for the cam phasers on these 4.6s and 5.4s. And there's another 340, and there's 14 of 14, and it's all cam sensors. So I think this truck is well worth fixing. I mean, check this thing out, how nice it is. Check this out. I'm going to turn the radio up. You see the volume knob goes all the way to the right there. It's pretty nice. But anyway, it is 4-wheel drive. We've got 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. And the AC, yes, it works very well. It's ice cold in here, so we'll turn this off. So it is almost up to normal for operating temperature. You see it's just about where it should be, and you can hear the engine. Sounds great, smooth. So I think I got an amazing deal here. Of course, I probably won't keep it. I'll just fix it up and sell it and move up the ladder a little bit. There's another nice look at it. She's pretty, and it does have disc brakes all the way around. These are actually solid, I believe, aluminum wheels. I'm not sure, but we'll listen to the engine there a little bit. Fan kicked on, yep, for the air conditioning. All right, now you can kind of hear it making a little bit of noise, ticking. So I think the engine's still in great shape. It just needs a good, healthy tune-up, if you will, by pulling the pulling the front end off, and probably putting cam phasers in. So I'm pretty happy with it just because it runs well. It does shift well. I'm not going to drive it right now because it's not legal, but we did drive it here, and it shifted just fine. At least the coil packs are all easy to get to, and I have a whole bunch of these. Although these look a little different. Looks like the piece here where it bolts on, looks like it's out a little farther. I'll have to check and see. They may have changed them after 2006, I'm not sure. But this is a 2010 model, so we'll have to check and see. But good windshield, no cracks there. Hood's in great shape. So I think I'm going to be happy. This will be my next project. I'll be doing some things to it, making some videos for you guys. Get out there and look on Facebook Marketplace, and that seems to be where all the good deals are now. And there's other sites, but you can find some really nice vehicles if you know a little bit about working on vehicles and engines and whatever. So just want to show you guys my new truck here. I think I'm going to be pretty happy with it. All right, since it's running, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and clear all the codes off. We're going to start it back up and see how many codes pop up on immediately here. So let's go ahead and say yes. All right, check engine light is off. So that was fairly fast. So let's shut it off. and we'll see if they come back on immediately. Yep, so it's back on. That was pretty fast. All right, let's see what we got here. And right off the bat, we have, let's see, how many codes? Wow, 10. That was fast. Didn't take long. Let's run through them again and see what we got. It takes a second for this camera to focus, so. Camshaft, bank 1. Camshaft, camshaft, another camshaft, camshaft intake, camshaft, camshaft, camshaft. Another, all camshaft sensors. So it looks like we know what the story is here and what I'm probably going to have to end up doing. All right, so that's that. So as soon as I shut it off and clear the codes and start back up, there's codes that pop back on, and they're all indicating it is a cam phaser issue. So that's okay, as long as the engine's not knocking, she's not smoking. I think it's well worth fixing. So been running for about 25 minutes, and you can hear the engine sounds fine. The problems really start to happen is as you're driving down the road, it'll all of a sudden develop a miss, and you'll hear a lifter over here ticking really loud. So that would make sense if it's the cam phasers. Those cam phasers, when they start to give you problems, it starts to lose oil pressures in certain areas of the engine and causes problems. But so other than that, pretty happy with it. So just wanted to show you guys a new video here on this truck. And if I end up starting to work on this, I will start doing other videos on this, especially with the cam phasers and everything. And we may actually do that and start it up and drive it for a while and see how it works. All right, so that is it. Looks like I have my homework cut out for me on this truck here. And overall, the reason I was really interested in it was because the body's perfect on it. The interior is great. That is really nothing really to worry about. That can all be taken care of. The engine is what's the main thing here, and I think this engine is really fixable. Shut the hood here real quick, and you gotta watch this thing will come down and knock you in the noggin. And there it is. So there you go, guys. I'll be doing more updates on this and let you know what's going on. If there's any fixes here that we need to do, I'll share those with you in case you have a same issue or so forth down the road, and hopefully this will help you out in your project. So thanks for watching, guys, and until my next video, I'll see you later.